David Scallan is representing FACE and working for the interests of hunters in Brussels. And yesterday we had a very useful and interesting meeting on common agricultural policy in Europe. And we have to understand why CAP is so important for hunters.
So the common agricultural policy has a major impact on biodiversity, including huntable species. We've seen some big changes in the last few decades. Mainly small game populations have declined, for example grey partridge, brown hare, and the big game species, the ungulates, wild boar and the deer species, they're at very high levels, and that can cause some problems with regard to conflict with farming interests, and also with issues now like African swine fever and wild boar. In terms of our work in FACE, we're calling for the next common agricultural policy, post-2020, to be much more effective in delivering for biodiversity. We have a number of specific requests. For example, we have a new idea to replace greening. We have some options for better agri-environmental schemes that can cater for the needs of huntable species like grey partridge. We're currently gathering examples of best practice from within the FACE membership. I think if we miss this opportunity to get the next common agricultural policy better, I think we will almost go too far in trying to reverse some of the biodiversity declines we have in Europe. This is major for hunting and for hunters. We are losing hunting opportunities as a result of the decline in small game populations. Everyone has a role to play here. FACE members, national hunting associations, and society in general. Most, including farmers, want the common agricultural policy to deliver more for the environment, and that's a very good starting point.
Can you give a very small example? How would that affect, for example, Estonian or Lithuanian hunters?
So, for example, in those countries where you've had small game populations, agriculture has intensified. The CAP has pushed for an approach to farming where we've moved away from small-scale, multifunctional farming systems towards bigger, more intensive farms. And we've lost biodiversity at the very simple level. If you look at trends in farmland birds, the use of chemicals and fertilizers, they have affected insects, which are the main food source, and then we're seeing declines in small game populations and in biodiversity in general. And also the bigger farms, it also means fewer farmers, but the bigger farms is resulting in difficulties in managing big game populations as well, especially where you have land under biofuel or you have large monocultures of a certain crop type. It makes wildlife management quite challenging.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Linda.